good? Matt Clark here at the new Matt Clark. How are each and every one of you doing on this amazing Saturday? I'm doing great. My girl's doing great. My family's doing great. Hope each and every one of you are doing great. And I hope you're having a great weekend. It's beautiful outside today. Just a beautiful day. And I hope you're experiencing that with your loved ones or with whoever. If you could please hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that bell notification button to get all my videos when they're new. If you could share with somebody on social media, help spread the message, help spread the word, that'd be amazing. And there's a PayPal option if you'd like to donate, help support the channel. The link is in the description of most of my videos. So what's up, what's up, what's up? How are you guys doing on this Saturday? Me, I'm good. It's a good day. Wifey's at work. I'm home, so I decided that I'm going to do a video for my people. Today I'm going to talk about something not serious because I feel like it's been serious lately and I want to just lighten things up a little bit. So I'm going to talk about one of my dumbest arrests. And when you understand how absolutely retarded it is, you'll get why. And it cost me a large portion of my life. I'm going to tell you the whole story. So I was in the penitentiary. I just got sentenced to 27 months, 2 years, 3 months. I went down to Millhaven. I did my few months in Millhaven. I got shipped to Pembroke and I got accelerated parole. Accelerated parole is 1/6 year sentence or 6 months, whichever is longer. So if you have like a 10-year sentence, but it's for drugs only and it's a first offense, then back in those days, you would have been eligible for APR. So after like, I don't know, a couple of years, you would have been eligible for parole as opposed to normally, which it would be 3.5 years, right? So it'd probably be closer to like 2 years or 18 months and you would have been ready for accelerated parole. So me, I got accelerated parole after only being in the pen for 6 months. What lesson could possibly have been learned? I went from Millhaven, which was definitely an eye-opening experience. It was definitely a crazy place. But I was there for a short time, to Pembroke, which at that time was basically the most lavish pen in the province. It was before they closed down Joyceville as a population jail. It was back in the day where they didn't need that space as much. So it was a much more low security jail than it is now. And it was lavish. So I didn't learn a damn thing. They sent me to a halfway house. I was in Bunton Lodge downtown. It's like Wellesley and Sherburne. I stayed there for like 21 days, 22 days. I got tired of following the rules. I was out having dinner. Beer spilt on me. I used that as an excuse to go on the run, and that's exactly what I did. Now, when you're on the run, you can't work, right? You can't work. You can't put your name out anywhere. You can't do none of that. So you have to make money. You can't be a freeloader. Nobody's going to take care of a grown man just because you're on the run from jail. So what do you have to start doing? You have to start breaking the law. And me, the same thing I always did. I broke into houses, or I was an opportunist. If it was like robberies or whatever it was, I was an opportunist. But this day specifically, I was losing it. I was on drugs. I was on ecstasy, like lots and lots and lots of ecstasy. I was literally taking them like Tic Tacs. It was so bad. Like I started getting flashbacks because I was doing so much ecstasy. And it also made me kind of lose my mind and kind of go out of control. And this day specifically, I was in Richmond Hill and I was looking for a house to break into. And I found this house, okay? I'm not going to tell you exactly where it was, but this house, I had these little basement windows. And when I jumped in through this little tiny basement window, keep in mind, every other window and door was locked. I jump into this little basement window. I take like 2 steps and woo, 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 the alarm just starts screaming. And when I tell you it's a loud alarm, like not only is it sending a message to the feds, but it's also sending a message to the whole neighborhood that the house is being broken into. Now, because I jumped in through this little fire window in the basement, I now had to go run upstairs, unlock a door, and run out without being seen. Well, that's not possible, and that was not possible for me. This was the day that I was going to prison, and I knew it. As soon as that alarm went off, I knew it. The funny thing is, why this makes me the stupidest criminal is because it was literally like 4 blocks away from the police station. So I was taking a chance doing it in this area in the first place. If the cops get called, they're going to be there in 2 seconds. I jump outside the house. I run outside a door. I come outside of these bushes, and there's literally 100 people standing outside on their front lawns and walking around up and down the sidewalk, just standing still, staring at the house. So when I come running out, they now have a perfect ID of a suspect, and I am going to jail. But I'm trying. Like, keep in mind that I've been on drugs and I've been awake for days and days, hence the reason why I'm out breaking into houses, right? So I'm clearly not in any condition to be doing long distance runs, doing kilometer runs, but I'm trying. I'm running. And I come up to this street, and it's a big hill. It's a street that goes up like this. It goes up to a hill. It goes up more. It flattens out a bit. It goes up more. And as I'm walking up this street, I'm just hoping, just let me get past this place without anybody seeing me, and I'll be able to trek through. Sure enough, a cop comes driving up. Now, he drives right past me. He acts like he doesn't see me, and I see him go up over this little hill, and then I don't see him come back out and go up the next part of the hill. So I know at this point, he's turning around. So I cut and start running through this baseball diamond. As I'm running through this diamond, there's cops here, there's cops here, there's cops here. So I cut through this one area and I come out. I end up coming out by this industrial street. Now, when I come out by this industrial street, there's like, it's not like an industrial street, but this little industrial strip. And I run behind this building, and it's like auto body shops and stuff. And when I run behind this building, there's these 2 damn heroes. Now, I don't know if you guys know about civilian heroes, but that's what I encountered on that day. There's these 2 big construction guys who felt like it was their job to help the police and try and make a citizen's arrest. And me, I'm running. But I now also don't want to catch an assault charge because they're right behind me and I'm going to jail, and I know I'm going to jail, right? It's just a matter of time, right? So as I'm running, these guys are literally like trying to like football block me so I can't run past them. They don't really want to tackle me because they're not sure if I'm going to smash them, but they're definitely slowing me down as I'm running around them, like trying to juke and do a 360 spin as I backflip over this way and do a triple somersault that way. You know what I mean? I tried to ninja past them. I just couldn't do it. I was just getting exhausted. And eventually I ended up giving up when I realized that there was 200 cops, a helicopter, a SWAT team, everything out looking for me. I knew it was time for me to pay the goddamn piper, and I was going to prison. And that's exactly what happened. I got arrested. I went in. I got charged with 1 break and enter. Now, keep in mind, I was also on the run from federal parole. And at that time, if you ran from a halfway house, it was not a criminal charge. It was just unlawfully at large on the run from parole. So they just look for you so they can put you back in to do 2/3 of your sentence. I think that's changed now. I think there's a little bit more of them charging people with going on the run, like escape lawful custody, and you'll get like 6 months or whatever tagged onto your sentence. But at that time, I didn't do that. But they gave me 3 years, wham, for that break and enter, consecutive to the other 27 months that I was sentenced to, which I had only completed 6 months of that time. So now I have 5 years, 9 months. It was like 5 years, 6 months, 1 day. Then my dumbass catches a weed charge while I'm in Fenbrook, literally one spliff. They add another 90 days onto my sentence, totaling it up to 5 years, 9 months, 1 day for my first federal sentence. I ended up doing most of my time. That's when I ended up on range in the dawn, was at the end of that sentence when Buddy got killed on my block. And it just pretty much ended up being a hellish time of my life, being trapped in the fucking system for year after year after year after year after year. This is why I do these videos. It's not because I'm trying to act cool or I want people to think I'm hardcore. The reality is I want people to see that it's not fucking worth it. It just isn't. You're separating yourself from your family. You're separating yourself from whatever talent it is you have and opportunities you possibly could have. And you're literally just wasting your life and giving yourself to the system as slave labor, because really all you're doing is maintaining the prison. You know, guys are doing maintenance. There's painters, there's plumbers. You are maintaining the jail for people to live in. I don't want to do that anymore, and I didn't want to do that anymore. I got tired of eating the same like 14 or 15 meals that are just rotated every day. All these high carb, crazy starch loaded meals, boiled potatoes, rice, potato, rice, potato. Your spaghetti has water in it. It's just not good. And then in the pen, they went from real milk to powdered milk, and you just watch the system go downhill. Pool tables out, weights out, everything out. Now there's still weights, but it's not free weights anymore. And the whole population and the culture of prison changed. And it was never good to be in prison. It was never fun to be in prison. But at least there was a point in time in prison where there was some morals, people stood for some things, and you could go through your time and not have any issues. I feel like now the crowds are a lot more young. It's a lot more gang culture. There's a lot more attitude towards the older guys. It's just a different time, man. Guys are way more prepared to snitch than they ever were. And the generation is just softer. So you get a lot more jumpings, a lot more 6, 8, 10-on-1s. And it's just not good to do time anymore, man. So don't waste your time. Obviously, I share my stories with you guys so you don't have to go through this stuff, right? If I could snap my fingers, nobody goes to jail, nobody goes to prison, nobody deals with addiction or abuse or any of that stuff, I would do that. But that is not a fucking reality, especially in 2022. We know it's hard out here, man. It is hard out here. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, and sometimes that can land you in prison. Sometimes that can get you in trouble, and it just is what it is. Hopefully my videos can help prepare people that are going in so that they don't go in and put themselves in an unnecessarily dangerous position. And also, so when they come in, they have an idea of how to behave and what's expected of them. And it makes the transition easier for the guys that have already been there, or the lifers, or the guys that have to deal with the newcomers, right? I think my point of this story is saying, at the time I wasn't thinking in my life. I was living totally reckless, and these decisions that seemed like nothing to me were costing me years of my life. And before I knew it, I was mid-30s and counting the clock away to get out and try and straighten my life out and catch up. And now I'm 40, and although I'm in a better position in my life, I should have kids. I should be in a situation where I'm way ahead of it, and I'm not there. I'm not there because I have to build my life up first. Take it from me. Jail is not fun, and you can lose your life in a prison, even if it's not a dangerous prison. You can still lose your life there. You can lose your life in a high-speed chase. You can get shot down by the feds. You can get in a car accident. I've heard stories of people drowning when they're running by going into water. You just never know what could happen, and nothing good ever comes out of it. Appreciate life, the small things. Don't take it for granted. Enjoy it. Make peace with your inner self. Once you just recognize, okay, I have these issues, but me and only I can stop it. And if I don't stop it, I'm not going to have a life. I'm going to either be dead or giving my life to the system. Love each and every one of you. The new Mad Clown.